Pi is one of the important constants in mathematics. The quest for finding more and more accurate value of pi dates back since the 3rd century BC and is even continuing today in the 21st century with the use of supercomputers. In this video, we will understand the significant contributions made by some of the greatest mathematicians in finding the value of pi. So let's start. Let us first understand what is pi. If we draw a circle whose diameter is d and whose circumference is c, then pi is defined as circumference upon diameter, which is a constant and whose value is approximately equal to 3.14159 and so on, which is an irrational number. Now, in order to calculate this value, we can think of a simple method in which we can take a geometric compass and by taking some radius r, we can draw a circle, and by measuring the circumference c of the circle using a thread, we can calculate pi using the definition of pi. But to get the value with good accuracy, this method has to be carried out very precisely and with smaller units of measurements and also precise measuring instruments. The very first significant works for the value of pi was done by the Greek mathematician Archimedes in the 3rd century BC. The method which he used for calculating the value of pi is also called as the method of exhaustion. In this method, he took a circle, inscribed an equilateral triangle and circumscribed another equilateral triangle over the circle in this manner. Let the area of the circle be A, area of inscribed triangle be AI, and the area of circumscribed triangle be AO. So we get the inequality AI less than A less than AO. He treated the two triangles as n-sided regular polygons, and he observed that if we increase the number of sides of both the polygons, then the area of the circle gets closer to areas of both the polygons, and eventually the polygons become a circle and the inequality changes to equality. Now the concept of area of circle was well developed at that time. A circle with radius r and circumference 2 pi r was imagined to be a right angle triangle with height r and base 2 pi r. So the area of circle becomes half into base into height, which is nothing but pi r square. Now let us move ahead in order to write Archimedes' inequality in detail. He started with an inscribed and a circumscribed hexagon over a circle. Let this angle be theta, this internal radius be ri, and the external radius be rho. From this figure, area of circle becomes A is equal to pi ri square. Now, using simple trigonometry, the area of this triangle becomes AI is equal to half ri square sin theta, where theta is nothing but 360 by n. This area multiplied by n gives us the area of internal hexagon. Similarly, we can write down area of this triangle, and by doing simple geometric manipulations, we can write the value of rho in terms of ri. And finally, we get area of outer hexagon also in terms of ri. Now, substituting these three values in our inequality and putting ri is equal to 1, we get this pi inequality, which is purely in terms of n. So, as n increases, accuracy of the value of pi also increases. Now Archimedes used different formulae to perform iteration for increasing the value of n. Those formulae in today's language of mathematics are nothing but various trigonometric identities. He finally reached a 96-sided polygon and stated that pi lies between these two values, which was correct to 2 decimal places. The next major work on the value of pi was done by Chinese mathematician Liu Hui in the 3rd century AD. He used a similar method as Archimedes with slight modifications and wrote the inequality of pi. In his method, he started with an inscribed hexagon in a circle of radius r and observed that half into perimeter of n-sided polygon into radius gives the area of 2 n-sided polygon. So this is the 2 n-sided polygon inscribed in the same circle. He also represented this geometrically with the help of a rectangle of length 3l and breadth r, so the area of the 2 n-sided polygon A2n becomes 3lr. For writing the pi inequality, he formed rectangles out of the sides of the n-sided inscribed polygon. Now we get the inequality as area of 2 n-sided polygon less than area of circle less than area of 2 n-sided polygon plus area of this yellow portion. The rightmost quantity of this inequality can be easily calculated by using this length b, which can be calculated using basic geometry. He processed this inequality in the form of iterative method to increase the value of n, step by step, similar to the Archimedes method, by using simple geometric formulae, and finally used a 192-sided polygon by using a 96-sided polygon to obtain this pi inequality, which again gave the value of pi correct to 2 decimal places. This method was faster and more accurate as compared to Archimedes. It is also said that He further calculated the value of pi, which was correct to 4 decimal places, which reminds us of the next major work on pi by an Indian mathematician Aryabhatta in the 5th century AD, who also independently calculated the value of pi up to 4 decimal places, using it to calculate an approximation of the Earth's circumference. In his book The Aryabhattiyam, he writes this in the form of a verse, which means add 4 to 100, multiply by 8, and then add 62,000. By this rule, the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 20,000 can be approached. Mathematical calculations of this gives us the value of pi correct to 4 decimal places. It is said that he used the basic practical method of calculating pi by measurement of circumference and radius of a circle, but with great precision, and then calculating their ratio. He also stated that pi is irrational. After this, there was no further progress made in the value of pi until the 14th century, when the era of infinite series started, and again an Indian mathematician, Madhava, discovered the infinite series of pi. Way before the invention of calculus by Newton and Leibniz, and the concept of power series and Taylor series by Taylor and Gregory in the 17th and 18th centuries. He discovered 3 power series expansions. The first 2 were expansions of sin x and cos x. These series are also called as Madhava sine series and Madhava cosine series. And the third series was the series of arctangent of x, which is nothing but tan inverse of x, and is also called as Madhava Gregory series. All these power series are collectively called as Taylor-Madhava series. Now in this tan inverse x series, if we put x is equal to 1, we get series of tan inverse of 1, which is nothing but a series of pi by 4, which gives us the value of pi. This series of pi by 4 is also called as Madhava-Newton series or Madhava-Leibniz series. Madhava also discovered this another rapidly converging series by transforming the original series of pi, and calculated pi correct to 11 decimal places using the first 21 terms of this series. After this milestone, from the 16th century to 19th century, different mathematicians used different approaches for finding more and more digits of pi after the decimal point. Some used the polygon method with much higher values of n, while some used the series method with more terms of the series for calculating pi. Thus pi was known correct to 527 decimal places till the end of the 19th century, when a milestone was created again by an Indian mathematician, Srinivasa Ramanujan, in 1910. He found several rapidly converging infinite series of pi, one of which is this, which computes a further 8 decimal places of pi with each term in the series. He found this series intuitively without any prior knowledge or research in mathematics, the proofs of some of which are still unknown. After the invention of calculators and computers in the mid-20th century, pi was calculated using them, and the Ramanujan series forms the basis of fastest algorithms used by computers to calculate value of pi. In the early years of computers, pi was calculated to 100,000 decimal places by Maryland mathematician Daniel Shanks and his team using 2 different power series, and the value was published in 1962. After that, in 1989, Chudnovsky brothers computed pi to over 1 billion decimal places on the supercomputer IBM 3090 using this variation of Ramanujan's infinite series of pi. Again in 1999, pi was calculated to over 200 billion decimal places at the University of Tokyo on the supercomputer Hitachi 8R8000 MPP using another variation of Ramanujan's infinite series. Such records of most decimal places of pi kept on creating and breaking till the recent times, when it is known that pi is calculated to over 31 trillion digits using Y-Cruncher and Google Cloud machines, which took 121 days for computation. Now the question is it really worth calculating so many digits of pi when it is known that the astronomical calculations require only about 39 digits of pi, and particularly when we know that pi is irrational and is never going to end? Well, the answer to this question may be humans probably think that they can reach the infinity with finite nature of their lives, and also they are just mad about making and breaking records. So the race for finding more and more digits of pi is never going to end.